my gosh. Woo! Wild pack. It's Bernadette. How are you? Oh my goodness. We had kitty catastrophes this morning. Good morning. Hey, Aaliyah. First time you've ever joined. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Aaliyah Coburn, welcome. I just see that in the chat. We had a kitty catastrophe up here, y'all. It took me a second to get my hair all fixed and my lamps put back in place. And two of my cats went skitterty-ditter in after each other, and it was like Lord of the Rings, but much furrier, much more furry. What? I don't even know. Anyway, they knocked my camera all cattywampus. And oh, thank you, Nikki. Marry me. I look pretty in blue. Thank you, thank you. Hey, y'all. All right. That's not helpful. Maybe that'll do better. Nope, not better. All right, I'm going to stop futzing with my camera because Claws and Chaos. That's a great name for a band, Claws and Chaos. We should just spend all morning this morning doing band names. That's fun. With shots of tequila, it's more fun. Okay. Whatever. Okay. I look like a midget. I really am not a midget, but that's okay. All right. Good morning, you guys. I am here for your pick a card live tarot reading. And today we're going to make it all about, I would marry you too, Nikki. We're going to do a healing today. I got a bunch of, I've gotten a bunch of messages and texts and Chaos and Disorder. Gypsy Nana, that is a great name for a band. If it was a girls band, it would be super for Chaos and Claws. That's awesome. So anyway, welcome back, Vortex Beast. We missed you too. Welcome to Teapot. Thank you so much for all of your moderating skills. It's fantastic. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you to Amy. While we're transitioning to finding a new video person, because Joel got a big highfalutin, high-paying tech job that he's wanted for a long time, and I'm gonna miss him. Yes, I am. But I'm really thrilled for him for his opportunity. And Ozzy, if you're gonna be on here this morning, I did email you back yesterday. It's been a little chaotic, but I got you. And so anyway, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much to everybody my longtime subscribers. If you're new here, I hope you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications bell so that you get all the notifications, because a lot of the flow is going to change over the coming weeks. I'm going to do a lot more teaching videos. I'm still going to do the lives, and I'm still going to do the daily readings, but it's going to look just a little bit different, just really based on what everybody's told me that they're getting from my videos and the content and what they want more of and that nature of thing. And you gotta give them what they want. Showbiz, what can I tell you? Although it's really not showbiz. So all that said, I've just had so many people contact me recently. They're just in a really tough place. And after their reading or just after talking, they just really felt like it was, healing. And for those of you that are readers, those of you that are studying to be readers, really anybody in between, if you're already a reader, please know I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job. I really am not. But what I've noticed over the years is that when I set the intention that a reading is also a healing, it's fascinating the information that comes through in a deeper way. It just really goes right to the underbelly of everything. And it might be a little squeamish, a little, uncomfortable or whatever for the client at the time, but they get it, right? And so anyway, it works. And so I would really encourage you that if you're a reader, hold on, y'all. I can't stand being a talking head like Max Headroom back in the 80s. That makes me nuts. If you're a reader and you kind of double whammy your client or your friend or your family, or really even yourself, whoever you're reading for, I'm Max Headroom. Nikki, see, your readings that you've been giving have been like too cray-cray in that way. Exactly. So in any event, also I'm going to ask that you please share the video if you think it's going to be valuable for someone. I really, 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 really want to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And the reason for that being is that will be 3,000 more people that will have, access to all of the metaphysical information and teachings, and especially all of the animal everything. And I just want to also say, before I start going deeper into the reading today, which is meant to be a healing, and we're going to go about it a little bit differently. Well, I don't know about a bunch of people, but I've had people ask me, why do you're the spirit animal lady, you're the animal totem lady. Why do you talk about chakras and auras and all of that kind of thing? And I'm like, well, because that's everything about animals. It's every tool and an available resource that an animal, including humans, your intuition, have available. Now, I got to tell you, if I ever come across a group of bears flipping tarot cards, I'm going to be the richest woman in the world, because I'm going to video that and I'm going to sell it to some channel out there or something. So no, do I think that animals read tarot cards? No, but I have had animals just by the end of the year. Dawn, smarty pants. Okay, we're taking it one little bit at a time. Dawn seems low, but you know what I love about that, Dawn? You have faith in what we're doing here, and I really appreciate that. Maybe I should set those numbers higher, because everything is possible, right? Okay, you bring up a good point. I'm sorry to have made fun of you. Not really. I love poking at you, Dawn. So in any event, I do all of these teachings because animals go strictly on their instinct, and if they're domestic or domesticated, I mean, you can only domesticate an animal so much. Let's be honest about that. They've got all kinds of natural instincts that will kick in at the craziest times, that, your little Shih Tzu or your little pom-pom might go super werewolf ballistic, and you've never seen them bare their fangs like that or go after something like that. And you'll be like, Frenchie, oh my God. And Frenchie's tearing it up. But that's an instinct. But animals go on that. They go on all of their spidey senses, and so much goes into that. That's why I teach all of that stuff, and that's why I talk all about that stuff, and that's why all that are in my readings and whatnot, is because it's the most natural part of us, and that's really what I'm all about. And I'm going to stop moving my camera in just a minute if I can settle my spirit down to stop being neurotic about the angle. But again, this just makes me crazy. Whatever. Okay, so today what we're going to do is every card that I flip, everything that Spirit tells me to channel, it's meant to be healing. If you've got a question, that means it's, if you've got a concern, if you've got something heavy on your heart, even if you've just, if you've got a really awesome decision to make, but it's like a decision, oftentimes we can't make decisions. We get kind of like gridlocked. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that were helping me look for Tracy Ann Red, Ta Red, she took a break. She finally got a hold of me. I almost had a heart attack. She just took a break from social media. She posted on the forums yesterday, and I was so glad to know she was okay. Okay enough to respond on the forums yesterday. Let's just put it that way. So really, everything is hold on, do it for myself only, but my BFS has many times. Yeah, so Kelly B, just to answer your question, you don't have to really know the tarot. I mean, some people are like super hardcore into the traditional, tarot card meanings, and they only read that way, and they only read in a particular tarot card spread, like they only do Celtic Cross, or they only do, the 3-card past, present, future, or only this or only that. I find those to be pretty limited. Readings, because if you'll allow your intuition to flow, honestly, if you just place your trust in whatever you believe you're working with on the other side and the spirit of that person. Oh, let me just say this. I really am going to flip cards, y'all, but listen to this. Okay. I don't, let me think how to explain this. So I'll just explain it from my perspective. When I go into a reading, I trust that the soul, not the spirit, but the soul of that person is going to give me, or at least chime in on the information that is for them at that time. And what that means is, this is my theory. It's what I believe currently. If I find out different tomorrow, I will change my belief system. But today I believe that your higher self is your soul. And that's the part of you that is always on the other side. Always. It never leaves. It is part of the great whatever it is that's out there. Your spirit is the electricity that animates the meat suit, the body, the human body that comes into this 3D reality. Your soul is perfect. It doesn't have unconditional love. It just is love. And it is all-knowing, and it is all. So in that, when we're confused, when we're in fear, when we are whatever we are, we have access to that part of ourself because the spirit is always tethered to the soul. That is what I think the golden thread is, that the yogis and the true shaman from ancient times, and the yogis, now, they really do see that golden thread, which a number of folks, including a psychiatrist that I know who's really all into the study of the science of psi, Karen Herrick is her name. She believes that the vagal nerve is actually that cord, that ether cord, that internet cord, the computer cord in your body, that once it gets to here, the energy of it, the electricity of it continues up, and that's what tethers us to the universe. Okay. The all that is, source, whatever. Okay. That said, your soul always knows. That's why I always say the answers are inside of you, because they are you. That's why I always say you are a shark, you are a snake, you are a mantis, you are a horse, you're a blobfish, right? Okay, whatever. So when I do readings, like when I do readings with you all, even though I'm flaring my consciousness out to kind of glide through the collective, then it is my consciousness is already part of your consciousness, and I'm just at the library. And some people call that the Akashic Records. I'm just going, okay, well, Lily wants this, or Teapot wants this, or Kimberly, or Maggie, or I'm Alphanumerica Dawn, whoever. Y'all want this. Oh, okay, let me take this book out and let's see what happens. So when people go to psychics and tarot readers or mediums or, rune people, pendulum people at all, you're just talking to another version of you, and you're just getting someone to help you polish off what you already, polish up to see what you already knew. And when you read for others, in my estimation, you ask or you trust that their spirit will show up for you, along with, like, I work with animal guides and source and myself, and I'm a goulash person, right? Okay. I hope that makes it clear. So that's why I know that today, basically what I was told this morning, because I was going to go a completely different direction this morning, believe me, I was going to go a different direction. And I put up the graphic last night about, the healing session. And then this morning I was like, we're going to go do this. No, we're not going to do this. And then when I sat down and got quiet, Spirit was like, nope, you're going to do this. And it's going to go deep, because, we don't think when we've got to we know if we're in fear, something inside of us needs probably some attention and healing, because there's really no reason for us to be afraid, right? Everything is always as it should be. And when we're in crisis, you know, we can look at that and go, really? It's as it should be. You know, believe me, I've made that face and done that before. And, you know, there was about a whole year of my life when I was like, F the white light. Truly, honestly, I said that for like a year of my life. Never again. So maybe not a year, maybe about 6 months. I got smarter than that, pretty quicker than that. But even if we're in a place where we can't make a choice, there's something inside of us that really needs a hug, a healing, a soothing balm, a something, or we would be able to know, and we would just make that choice and move on about our merry business. And it's oftentimes things that we don't even know. Yesterday was filled with readings. I had a heavy reading day yesterday, meaning just really a lot of people. Every single person, let me say it again, every single person was devoid of joy. That was the main thrust of their reading. No matter what took the joy, what stopped the joy, what broke the joy, whatever, that's what their reading was about, was how to do this, get insight on this, get clarity on this so you can move forward and do this. So what I would really like y'all to do is, in your mind, is to, hold on a second, y'all. I'm gonna try this again. Actually, I can't get it to work this morning. Here's why I picked this up. There's something about momentum. I needed to put my hands on something to make momentum, to touch something tangible. And whereas I would normally do a singing bowl, I'm not really good at them, I gotta tell you. And I don't know that this is a gift and I cherish it, but it may not be the easiest singing bowl to work with. But again, I just don't really know a whole lot about them. Although I did talk to somebody yesterday who's a singing bowl master, and you guys might recognize him from the channel sometimes. Angelou is his name, and he lives in Portugal, and he owns this beautiful, beautiful facility, healing and teaching facility in Portugal, about 10 minutes outside of Lisbon. And my gosh, what that band can do with a singing bowl. Anyway, where I'm going with this is, the first message I want to give everybody is why I needed to pick this up, which is when I started to go clockwise, I was told no, go counterclockwise. So there's something going on out there for y'all, where if you think you're supposed to go with the flow, meaning follow the herd, don't do it. Go the opposite direction. Go the opposite direction. Now, what that means is woo-wooology. Oh, wow, that's cool. Woo-wooology lives in Portugal? Wow. Huh. I need to look up Angelou's place, but it's man, talking to this fella yesterday was amazing. And I'm sorry, Angelou, if I just sold you out, but I didn't get permission to use your name. But anyway, this person's healing ability with singing bowls is no joke. Anyway, the overall message at this moment is, if you're just like, okay, well, you know what, I'm just gonna do this to get along. I'm just gonna go with the flow to get along. What everyone else is doing just to get along, to keep the peace, don't do it. Now, I'm not saying have oppositional defiant disorder and just go the opposite way just to go the opposite way. But you have a way that's inside of you, a way that's calling you. And let me just say, that's the word. It's calling you. You've got to honor that, or you're going to end up in a world of trouble. Not trouble like I'm going to the big house trouble, or the popo are going to come pick me up, but like you're going to be unhappy, and then it's going to take you so much more effort, like time, money, emotion, to undo what you did up. Don't do it. So there we go. So that's the first thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is and also I will tell you that today is okay, I just want you guys to see what happens. So I'm shuffling cards, and here's a card. Okay. interesting card based on what we were just talking about, because it's the camel that comes sideways. What were we just talking about? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do I go? Okay, and here it is. Okay, so here's the story. Whatever your question is, whatever you came to the live tarot reading today to get a sign on, an omen on, get you learning on, that kind of thing. It's almost like whatever is most in your mind, this is it. And again, we want to take this from a healing perspective. So let's say that you're in a relationship, and let's say that that other person is abusive, like seriously abusive. Some people call abuse lots of different things. Let's say that your partner has an addiction of some kind that they won't work on. Let's say that they will not make any forward momentum to get help, to do what they need to do to not have that. Some people don't call that abusive, some people do. Let's say that they've got anger issues. Some people call that abusive, some people don't. But the question then comes, why are you still with them? That can be a lot of things for a lot of different people, but what if in your spirit you know you should leave, and quite frankly, you know you want to leave, but your feet are made of lead. You're standing in concrete boots. What's the block? Why can't you move past that? Why can't you pack up your stuff and exit stage right? Why can't you do that? It's different for everyone. So let's say hold on, I want to Hey Dawn, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Let me just say to that, by the way, and I should have said this earlier. Thank you for the reminder. Dawn says, I was seeking a spread dealing with the very thing you're speaking on thus far today. Hundreds of spreads, but not familiar enough with them. Well, here's the thing. My friend Corby Mitlide is like one of the most amazing people I know at making up spreads. She just makes up her own spreads because there's no one spread that's right or wrong. And so you can make up your own spread. That's why the signature spread for the arc is Father Sky, Mother Earth. I developed that with Dana way early on, and it is super in-depth. It takes a while to work through, but holy guacamole, it doesn't matter what the question is. It's the as above, so below, Father Sky, Mother Earth. It's powerful stuff. So I will tell you all out there that you can create your own spread. There's no rule book on this at all. Okay, so whatever this is that you're thinking about, that you are like, and it really doesn't matter what your question is. What stops me from starting my business? What stops me from telling someone I'm interested in them? What stops me? What blocks me? Why does this hurt me? Why does that hurt me? Why? And you can even, it can even go the other way, meaning, what if you find so much joy in staying in a meditative state? Oh, here we go with my throat again, y'all. Sorry. What if you, sorry guys, I gotta pop a mint. Here we go. What if you find so much joy in solitude and staying in a meditative state, or, or crocheting, or cooking, or gardening, or walking by the beach, or whatevering, that you just really wish you can completely withdraw from society, and that's what you want to do? Peter, thank you very much for the donation. That's very, very, very generous and very kind. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So all that said, that might be too much of a good thing. You might have come to Earth so you could stay separate from everybody. I don't think so. I probably wouldn't be here. And you're never going to be separate from everybody because you're connected to everybody. But, what if you find so much joy in things that are not good for your health of any kind, that's where you want to stay, but they're not good for you, but you really do enjoy them. I mean, there's no getting around that. But why the amount that you need? I almost never use the word excess, because what's excess? Excess for you is not excess for me, is not excess. You know what I mean? But, Lily, you were scared of being homeless, but it ended up that way. And it was the best thing that ever happened at that time. There you go. Totally get that. Totally get that. So, all that said, whatever is on your mind, the camel sideways is what is for you to answer that first question in terms of, how do I heal this? And that is what this means. So the camel is actually the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles tarot card. And it's about a journey. It's about a youth. It's about young prosperity, new abundance. And camel, as a spirit totem and power animal, when you take a look at the most obvious thing, which are those that have the humps, right? Okay. The two humps, I should say. When it is a common misnomer, I had it also, that a camel stores water in its humps, but it doesn't. It stores fat. And so when you take a look at the deeper meaning of the Page of Pentacles, it is about being sure-footed. It is about being level-headed. You are embarking on a quest, but you are going on a quest seeking wisdom, because the wisdom that's going to come for you through this card is what's going to bring you the abundance. Now, what this tells me is you're really in the middle, like you're on a precipice. You're on the fence. You're on the fence about whatever this is that's on your mind, that's on your heart. When we take a look at going on this quest, it's about conserving energy. It's about the nourishment that you give yourself. That's what the fat and the humps will signify. And it's almost like no matter what your question is, the answer is for you to elevate, to ascend spiritually, whatever that means for you. So like, for instance, Lily, you wrote that you that means that you were so afraid to be homeless, and then you were, and then you got to the other side of it, and you were like, it's the best thing that could have happened for me at that time. So it is that kind of wisdom, meaning if she hadn't, and that's the Tower card all over again, right? That's the everything comes crashing down, you crash and burn, and then you rise again, much like the Phoenix. But you're at the beginning of this journey. Pages are youth. They are the beginnings of things. Those things that are a bit immature. Not immature like, like, oh, what an immature person that is in a negative way. Immature just means, in this sense, you haven't reached your maturity on the vision. So case in point, I had somebody say to me the other day, a 30-something, say to me, I don't remember the exact wording because I was really working hard not to laugh at him. But, well, it was something like, and they were so, you know what? I'm going to liken it to this. I want to say it was Lady Gaga. I don't know all those people. Hold on, I'm going to look it up while I'm on the computer because this just absolutely blew my mind. Is it Lady Gaga? Yes. Okay, Lady Gaga had the extraordinary once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sit next to the Dalai Lama. Whereupon, the Dalai Lama? Yes, the Dalai Lama. Whereupon somebody in the audience asked a question, and he started. You could see him considering it, and then was going to respond, and then she jumped in with her wise gift of spiritual wisdom and bestowed it upon the masses. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, this 30-something bestowed this gift upon me, and they didn't know their butt from a hole in the ground. Anyway, I'm not talking about that kind of immaturity. I'm talking about that you can't know what you don't know. And that's really what this card is all about, is to recognize you are on the fence. You are at a critical decision-making point that you don't even maybe see it as critical, but the butterfly effect of your decision could be no joke. And so in this, remember, Wednesdays are solar plexus chakra days. They're bridge days. It's ruled by the planet Mercury. When Mercury, in the myth is the god that came from the heavens and brought message. Excuse me, as I choke to death. And by the way, if you guys haven't seen that Lady Gaga video, watch and be amazed. I'm sure she meant it. I'm sure she meant it with all her heart. Okay, but she's sitting next to the Dalai Lama. Just saying. Anyway. In that moment, who knows? Maybe she had more wisdom. I don't think so. But anyway. So, I would say that the point of where you're at is to be able to sustain yourself, your journey, literally by storing fat in your humps. What that means is the well that you're trying to draw from is empty at the moment, or maybe even only a quarter full or half full. Those reserves have got to be really filled for you to be able to make this journey, because yes, the Page of Pentacles is much about a spiritual quest, and a camel proves to us that we can survive in the harshest conditions. Because listen, the desert, okay, the only thing more extreme, I don't even know that it's more extreme, it's just extreme, is places where it's only ice, the North Pole, that kind of thing. So that said, I will tell you that is financial prosperity on everybody's mind today also? If you've got finances or money or it has to do with finance, okay? And that can mean a lot of things. Is that much on everybody's mind this morning? Because what I keep seeing around this card is, and I understand it's a Pentacles card, but I only have the Pentacles dance around me. when it's about literal physical coin, physical money. And okay, so you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Let me also say this. Just because finances are on everyone's mind, or whoever's minds it's on, don't Barney, no, Barney, Tanya Poss, Barney is the great clawer of all time. That cat claws walls. I love him, but he'll claw anything. So that said, let me just say this. Finances can still be on your, oh, Barney, I'm sorry. Come here, honey. Come here, Georgie. I didn't see you there. I just kicked my cat, y'all. Sorry, one of my cats. Sorry, come here, Georgie. I didn't see you, honey. Come here. You can be prosperous, but finance still be on your mind, because maybe you want to make more. Maybe you are trying to figure out how to keep what you've got or grow it or whatever. Okay. I know when I have what I want, I do what I want with it. And, you know, it's like here on the channel, I donate 50% of what you guys donate to me, and 50% of the channel earnings, which is only a few $100 a month, but still that's extra money I didn't have before. And I donate it to, you know, I donate 50% of it to animal charities. That's what my YouTube is all about. It's, you know, extra stuff to donate to animal charities, because it's getting no joke out there in the world, y'all. And so it is the coin that I'm seeing for everybody. Well, that's interesting. So I don't really know you all, right? I mean, I know some of you because I've done readings for you, but most of you I don't know personally. But what I'm being told by Spirit, well, let me just tell y'all, I'm working only with Bear this morning, truly only with Bear. Georgie, I am so sorry. Let me just say that. Oh, Jules, meeting with a financial advisor today and sick to my stomach about talking dollars. Okay. And this is why they call it psychic. So, Jules, this is very, very clearly a message for you. But this is having to do with anybody. My humps, my lovely lady lumps. Oh, the Kelly V. Don't get me started. So, wow. Y'all, let me just tell you something. Your energy spiked, because my cats that are with me in the office when I work have just gone buck wild. Barney is tearing at everything. Georgie is running around like he's crazed. This money thing must be a big trigger for you guys, because there's no other reason these cats have to go this kind of wild. This is craziness. Okay, let me just say this about the money thing. As you all know, well, you may not know, I grew up in poverty, abject poverty, no joke poverty. And my sister and I have been able to break the cycle of poverty. And we each had a very different path and a different way of going about it, but we've ended up pretty much in the same position. And it was not easy, and it was a grind. And some years back, I was introduced to the money mindset, or the blocks about money, the whatever about money. And that's when it all started to shift and all started to change. So like, Jules, if you're if you're like freaked out about filing, what could you heal before you get there? What needs to be healed? What is that? Why are you freaked out? It's just, money is not real. It's an energy. But I did read something the other day. Not true. Someone told me this. They had read that money is so inflammatory, and it's such a thing because the energy of it touches our reptilian brain. The energy of money stimulates our reptilian brain. And you know what? I could see that. I could totally see that. And the indoctrination and the don't get me started on what the powers that be do to keep people enslaved. Don't get me started on that. But, well, I won't let myself get started on that. But that's why we're wild and free at this channel. That's why my mantra is always stay wild. Because nobody's the boss of you. Nobody is the boss of you. You are the boss of you. Now, we're kind of all the boss of each other, but not really the boss of each other. We are each other's brother and sister. Because we are connected. We're all enjoined. We come from the same source, right? Okay. That's what I believe. And Nikki, yeah, a lot of people think we came here to create and to show people how to do that as well. There's about, there are lots of different, everybody's got a different idea of why we're here. Some people think we come here to learn and kind of like wire the information back to source, allow source to have all these human experiences. There's one theory. But anyway, here's the bottom line. If you're freaking out about money, or you're just considering what to do with your money or not to do with your money, I would invite you to know it's time to get off the fence. Don't let this card go inverted. Don't let the Page of Pentacles go inverted. Turn it up, right? Because a camel on their back cannot possibly be a pretty sight. So know that you're at the beginning of this journey, and you cannot know what you don't know. And that means you've got to be a seeker, which is exactly what the Page of Pentacles is all about, a quest for wisdom. So, all right. I know I blabbed a lot on that card, but when the money stuff started popping in, I was like, wow. Okay. What's gross, Nikki? Okay. Yeah, there is enough for everyone, including you. Totally. I get knocked down, but I get up again. All right. So we're done with money. We're done with you being on the fence about something. Now we're going to talk about the card. Now I'm going to pull let me just cut to the chase. Here's the intention. The intention is that this next card, now that you kind of know what we're talking about, it's been brought to your attention. Now we're talking about the animal and the card, the tarot card or oracle card that will best serve you as you get further into or embark on this quest for wisdom. The Page of Pentacles tipped you off to begin the quest, or even think of it as a quest, because a quest is different than a journey, y'all. We could be done here for today. Y'all, look at this. Okay, what does a ladybug signify? What does a ladybug signify? Fortune and gratification and wishes granted. And she is not inverted. So it may feel heavy at the moment. It may feel like the journey or the quest is going to be long. And the first thing that I'm being told to tell you all, and this is like, here's what I heard Mama Bear say. And I'm not y'all, I haven't lost it. I'm not referring to myself in second or third person. I really have a female Mama Bear that I talk to. Sometimes it's a male bear. Mostly it's a female bear. You know how I normally say, perhaps you could consider? The bear's like, no. You tell him straight up. Stop saying, I know it will be hard, but. I know this will be hard, but. I know I'm going to have a hard time, but. That's not true. That's only true if you make it true. My favorite thing is when people say, well, I know it's going to be a hard climb, but. Or this. No, why? Why? What about that's going to be hard? Let's say that you're starting. I watch a lot of cooking shows and yet don't cook. It's so weird. But I am obsessed with cooking shows. And right now I'm watching Hell on Wheels, with Chef Ramsay, where he goes into really failing restaurants and in 24 hours he metamorphosizes the restaurants. It's really fascinating. And I look at the cooks that are like, well, they're a line cook now, or they're a prep cook, or they're a this cook, or they're a that cook, but they really want to be a head chef. And they're always like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Why? Because I would counter with, you could cut your quest in terms of time investment. You could cut your time investment in your quest by 2/3, half, even a quarter. If you would stop saying, I know it's going to be hard, but I'm going to do it. What if instead you focused on wanting to absorb so much information, so much wisdom, so much knowledge, which is the quest that you're on anyway? Page of Pentacles taught us that. Camel taught us that. What if you become so enthralled with what you're learning that you start learning at warp speed? And so maybe in a kitchen, you might, a commercial kitchen, you might put in a 12 or 14 hour day. Okay. Was it hard? Could you learn as much in 8 to 10 hours as you could in 12 to 16 hours? You could, depending on your attitude and how observant you are and how much you want to learn and how much in your mind you don't say, this is. Let me tell you, there was an episode, I don't remember what season it was, but I just saw it a few nights back. And you could just tell the spark in this line cook. This guy had some of the brightest. It was like watching a squirrel or a chipmunk, where they watch you with those eyes that are like, what's going on here, right? You could tell that if he could absorb the kitchen intravenously, the knowledge intravenously, he would have done it. And when he got to work with Chef Ramsay to teach him the dishes that Chef Ramsay and his chefs had put on the new menu for this failing restaurant, I thought this kid was gonna jump in the pan, marry the fish that was in there, pledge his fidelity and life blood to Chef Ramsay. Cooking is his passion. And when he came out with his life history, I thought Chef Ramsay was going to cry. He really did get choked up. And that's what I'm talking about. That kind of passion for what you do, your willingness to absorb the information, and your ability to stop saying it's going to be hard, but it's going to be hard, but I know it's going to be hard, but it's only hard if you make it. So I know you don't like him, Pearl. You call him, what do you call him? His whatevers? His nibs. You call him his nibs. But the sentiment is the same, Pearl. You get it, right? Okay. All that said, the reason this card is so important at this time, Aaliyah, I've been working so hard on a farm these days, but you just did exactly what Ladybug and Bear were telling you not to do. I've been working so hard. What if you haven't? Oh my gosh, Aaliyah, listen to this. Aaliyah Coburn, you're new here. Welcome, and stop saying it was so hard, right? Okay. Oh, I thought you called Gordon Ramsay his nibs, Sir Nibs, once upon a time. Okay, listen. So I'm a real stickler for following the rules on the road. I don't want to get pulled over. I don't want the ticket. I don't want the drama. And I don't want to get into an accident, because these days I feel like driving on the road is like putting yourself in a video game because of how many people text and drive. It's just it's a numbers game before somebody runs right over you or flips your car or whatever. I deplore driving. Now, I mostly deplore driving on interstates because people are going 80 miles an hour and on their dang cell phones I really hate that. But I was the main driver going when we went to Kansas a few weeks ago on vacation. So we were coming back, and dang if I didn't get pulled over in Mississippi. Now, I was going over the speed limit. Honestly, didn't know it. That mom van we were in, the mom mobile, very unsexy car, very unsexy van. It had, I mean, you didn't know when you were going 80 or 75 or whatever. I had to keep my eye on it the whole time. So I got pulled over. Really, literally Officer Smith, no joke, Officer Smith. And shout out to Officer Smith in Mississippi, because he looked at us, 3 women, you know, of a certain age. We got our dogs in the car, you know, and he was like, where you going? Home? Florida? Where you been? Kansas? Where she grew up? Hi, Officer Smith. You know, we're like, la, la, la. So my sister pipes up, Officer Smith, if we promise to watch our speed, will you not write my sister a ticket? So he goes, well, let me think on that. I'll be right back. So of course he had to run my license to make sure I wasn't the head of some drug cartel in a really great disguise. So he comes back and he gives us the, okay, ladies, and you want to stay in the right lane because I don't know how they do it in your state, but I mean, he was really nice, but he gave us the rap and we moved on. So I couldn't figure out why I was speeding and why I got pulled over. And of course you instantly go to, well, it might have kept you from being in an accident a while on. And guess what? 20 minutes up the road, there was a 3-car pileup. No joke. Emergency vehicles everywhere. A 3-car pileup. It was ugly. Now, it was on the opposite side of the road, but what if it hadn't been? What if one of those cars had come across the median and plowed right into us? So I was like, okay, I'll take that. But then we hit Atlanta, and we had the best weather and the best traffic, and we hit Atlanta on a Monday night, right at 5:20, and it deluged. And for about an hour and a half, we crawled, and you couldn't see anything in front of you or behind you. But it was more dangerous to try to pull over because people could not see stop vehicles. It was scary, y'all. So I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would Spirit orchestrate this? Why would my own spirit orchestrate this to avoid that? I don't get it. So my sister calls me yesterday and she says, hey, I got a question for you. I said, okay, shoot. She said, would you drive all the way to Mississippi if you knew it would save a young officer's life? And I said, I'd drive anywhere if it would save any officer's life, in the hopes that that was one of the good guys, and that by saving any officer's life, they would in turn be able to save other people's lives and blah, blah, blah. But sure, what are you talking about? She said, we've been so selfish. I said, what are you talking about? She said, what if when we got pulled over, or you got pulled over, Leadfoot, in Mississippi, it was to keep that officer from harm's way? Never thought about that, because it's not really in me to think like Lady Gaga, I'm bestowing you great wisdom. It's just not in me to think that. But she makes a good point. Where all of this is going is, y'all, I can feel it. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. What a kind message. What a kind thing to say. That I'm a good storyteller. What a kind thing to say. How nice. Okay, listen, y'all. Here's the story. Here's why I'm going into that whole thing about Ladybug. It can be easy to overlook this. It can be easy to go, yay, I got encouragement from the spirit animal world. Yay. I'm not picking on you, Aaliyah, but there was this card. And then what do you write? I've been working so hard. Okay. There's this card. I've been working so hard. Okay. This is where you're headed. That's it. Ladybug, fortune, gratification, wishes granted. That's what ladybugs mean. That's what their symbolism and meaning is throughout all cultures that know about ladybugs. And it's also about connecting the dots. Connect the dots, connect the dots, connect the dots. Sometimes, Aaliyah, you've got to be working on that farm for a reason, and you said something about, it's not going to last forever. But what? Don, you're a dude? Who knew? Wow. Didn't know that. I never assume what gender or anything people are from their screen names. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. People have all kinds of screen names. People are all kinds of genders, and it does suck. Atlanta traffic sucks. Okay, Aaliyah. Aaliyah working so hard. You found a ladybug on a bench yesterday, and now a ladybug has come. Coinky dink? I don't think so. But here's the thing about connecting the dots. Again, we can't know what we don't know, and we can't see what we don't see. And I think one of the reasons that I watch the cooking shows, especially the competition ones, and in particular, where they're going in to save a dying business, it really is a study, a deep study in human psychology. Because people are imploding and exploding the world inside of them, outside of them, around them, and they cannot get out of their own way till somebody shakes them to the core. Now, maybe they could, if that's what their focus was. One day, I'd like to see one of these people that do these reality shows ask somebody, did you know this mindset or behavior of yours was causing X, Y, and Z? I'd love if they tend to get real honest on these reality shows because, somebody's in their face. But if they say yes, I'd love to know why they couldn't help themselves. Y'all know I struggle with sugar. My rheumatologist gave me a pass this week. He was like, don't beat yourself up about the weight you've gained. He said, look at the medication you're on. He said, unless you literally eat nothing, like literally you go on starvation, good luck with that. So I'm considering that. No, not really. But the sugar is a thing. And I'm deep diving into why. I'll do well for a week, and then I'm like, I'm going to get a blizzard. I'm going to get a blast at Sonic. I've had enough. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And even if I substitute fruit for Oreos, y'all don't know how many cherries Bernadette can eat in a day. It's obscene. They're so good though. But it's that kind of thing. And so I really am gonna stop at this card for the overall reading, and then I'm gonna answer individual questions about something you want to heal. Because if you're having a tough time believing, because you can say mantras and you can say affirmations and you can write it down, you can journal, you can pray, you can send carrier pigeons, you can do whatever you want. But if the core belief is not there, if the core acceptance is not there, it is not going to happen. And why does a wish have to be a wish that's granted? Why isn't a wish simply a choice? Oh, I choose this year to make X amount of money. I choose by such and such a time to have all my ducks in a row where I can safely and securely exit this toxic relationship or situation that I'm in. I choose by X amount of time to have blah, blah, blah fall into place. I choose to have my eyes opened so that I may see blah, 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 and make the choice to do this. See, when we wish for something, we believe that it's going to come to be granted by the fairy godmother, God, source, something outside of ourselves. Ain't nobody grants your wishes but you. They're just choices that you make. Now, I'm a Disney girl, and I love the Disney magic, and I love miracles and things like that. I do. But I will suggest to you that you are your own miracle. Nothing happens to you that you don't choose. Nothing. Nothing is chaos. Nothing is random. Again, these are beliefs. I have no proof. This is not science. Well, it can be married to the science we think we know about psi and manifesting and all that kind of thing. It can be, but it's not, it can't really be considered science or scientific proof until it's replicatable X amount of times under lots of different circumstances, lots of different people testing it, lots of different test groups. So I can't prove this to you, but y'all, this yeah, exactly. You choose prosperity in all its forms. Exactly, Jules. Okay. So this card, right? So Pearl, why is anything impossible? I love that saying, by the way. I actually used to have a plaque. The impossible I can do right now, miracles may take a little longer. I totally get that. But what if nothing is impossible? And what if everything that is considered a miracle is really actually a choice? For instance, when people see angels, when miraculous things happen and they're like, I know I saw God, I know I saw an angel, or I know I saw this, and then I look back and it was gone. Okay. And so all that said, what if you just don't remember it, or you don't really have a sense of it? But things happen in a split second. Things happen in a nanosecond. You're walking along just fine, and then whammo, something happens. What if in that split second that you don't remember, your soul cried out for help from angels or God or the universe or your spirit guides or yourself? Or for someone else? What if we are the ones that watch out over us? People ask me all the time, well, I just really want to know, do I have people watching out for me on the other side? Yeah, you do. Gajillions of them. Because we're all one. And we're all always watching out for each other. That's why we say whatever you do to yourself, you do to others. It's really just that simple. So this is like an esoteric kind of deep dive today, but if you're going to be talking about, well, what I was told to talk about at the real deal level today, because it's the bridge day and you're going to be bridging a thought process, a belief system, a this, a that, and bringing the healing to it. When people say, well, you can manifest anything you want. What does that even mean? What are you talking about? What, why, how, what, how? Okay. What they don't tell you when they say you can manifest everything you want is you may have to tear down all kinds of belief systems or ways of being or thinking or doing that you didn't even know you would have to tear down to manifest what you want. It's kind of like when people say, like, I know people get tired of hearing me say this, but I'm going to keep saying it because some people haven't heard it yet. Stop saying I want what's for my highest and best good. Lily, she's perfect thing. She, what? Who beat who up? Somebody got beat up? Sorry, what? Wow. Okay. Here's what I'm saying. So Lily went through this thing where she was homeless. And she says it was the best thing for her. What if Lily could have gone and had an iced tea and a crumpet and still would have turned out the way she is? That would have been better. So, I'd rather have iced tea and a crumpet. I'd rather have iced tea and a little damn Debbie Swiss cake roll than go through homelessness, because I grew up in an environment where we were always one paycheck away from not being able to live in the broke down palace trailer we lived in. So I grew up with the threat of that every day, in every way, 365. Yes, I did. Much less be homeless. I don't recommend that for anybody. And I'm very sorry for the people who go through it. But it is a choice. It is their soul contract. It is a choice. And we can choose something anytime different, because we have the power to do that. Not only do we have the power, we are the power to do that. You just got to figure out what your blocks are and get them healed. because I'm convinced that anything that's blocking you, anything that's confusing you, is something that's fragmented. And once you put those pieces of the puzzle together, you don't have those problems anymore. You just don't. So, all that being said, oh my gosh, you all that were the homeless people, I am so sorry. I totally, man, my heart goes to you. Get him, Teapot. Is there something going on that I haven't, my spidey senses haven't gone up and I need to ban somebody? Oh, I'm so glad, Jacqueline. That's good. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, Lily. A sigil. I was just talking about sigils yesterday. One of my friends sent me a sigil of healing that she was holding over my crown chakra so that this autoimmune drama that I'm having this week, and it'll be gone for another 3 months and it'll come back for a day or two maybe. Although I am choosing for it not to be. That's been a little longer of a journey. We were just talking about sigils yesterday. That's why I'm including a whole chapter on sigils in the new book that's coming out, because sigils are magical symbols. They are no joke. They have so much power if you imbue them with that power. They are crazy, and we can all make our own sigils. Okay, so what I'm doing now, okay, so let me just say this one more time about this card. Please, y'all, don't think that this was just a, we're here for you, we're rooting for you, atta girl, atta boy, with this ladybug. Please don't think that. It is like in your face, right up in your face. You can choose gratification, and you can choose to make wishes be choices instead of wishes. And you can choose any kind of prosperity and abundance that you want. You just have to choose it and then stop everything you're doing to blocking it. It's kind of like, well, no, it's exactly like, is it Khalil Gibran? I think it's Khalil Gibran that says, the Rumi. What am I thinking? Khalil Gibran. Rumi, who says, your job is not to love, your job is to remove all blocks to it. It's as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. So please pay attention to the ladybug, and that this is what's coming for you as you embark on this quest. And I don't know what else to say about that. Okay, so I'm going to start taking specific. Have a drink of water and try to unwrap my own tongue. What the heck? Okay. I'm now taking questions. That's right. All who wander are not lost. Okay. I lobe Rumi and Khalil Gibran also. I knew what you meant, Lily. I'm just teasing you. We knew. Lobe is a lot more fun though. Okay, so Sally, a sigil is it is it's a mathematical working. Basically, you work with I believe it's by taking the vowels out of words, phrases, that kind of thing, and then you draw a like a sacred geometry kind of pattern based on that. There's actually a pretty good it's rudimentary, but it is there is a sigil maker online where you can put, exactly. Thank you, Teapot. There, where you put in a phrase or something and it draws a real rudimentary sigil for you, and then you adorn that symbol with your own drawings or whatever, and you carry it around with you. If that's helpful. Okay. So who has something that they know they want to heal? Yes, I have heard of human design. Just literally, Yoli, I don't recognize you. Welcome. You look new. I just was introduced to human design like a month ago. I'm obsessed. Truly obsessed. Exactly. Okay. So, Yeah, exactly, Lily. Real Magic by Dr. Dean Radin. Yes, exactly. I am taking questions. Okay. So, Jacqueline, I need that in the form of a question that would be a healing question. And what that means is okay, let me try to say what I mean. I am planning to talk to my manager about changing my schedule tomorrow, which may result in me putting in a 2-week notice. Any insight? I'm getting quiet because I'm searching for in you what the healing component of this is. Jacqueline Hepler. So really, it's about, okay, what I glean from the way you asked the question is that if you don't get your schedule changed, you're going to put in your 2-week notice. Is that correct? Okay. So again, y'all, I want questions that are in the form of, I would like to heal this. And then be specific about what you want to heal. Be specific about what you want to heal. And I will pull a card about that. Okay, yes, that is correct. Okay. So your next comment, I have put aside my soul work for this job and it's wearing on me. Okay. So that's not your manager's responsibility. That's your responsibility. You made the choice to put aside your soul work to do the job for whatever the reasons are, and it's wearing on you. Okay. So what is the healing component? What is the healing component? What do you need to heal to be able to get back to your soul work? There you go. See how it gets different when what you want to heal is your financial situation? Okay, so let me explain this to you all. First of all, I'm not a medical professional of any kind. I am not diagnosing. We're not doing therapy here because I would be a terrible, terrible, terrible counselor. My advice for everything is jerk yourself up by your bootstraps and get moving. Somebody out there's got it worse than you. That's a terrible, terrible way for a counselor to be. But in terms of what I'm being guided to do with shamanic healing in a shamanic practice is what we just witnessed is Jacqueline Hepler. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying that she started out by asking, is there any insight into me talking to my manager tomorrow, and if I and the result of the conversation could be that I give my 2-week notice. That's not what you want to heal. I glean from what you asked that there is no choice for you. If you can't get this, amended or changed schedule, you're going to hand in your 2-week notice. She says, yes, that's correct. What is it you want to heal? And then she said something, she said that the job was keeping her from her soul work and it was wearing on her. That's not what you want to heal. What is it you want to heal? Her financial situation. Now that we've gotten specific, we can set a specific intention. However, Jacqueline, you go about healing your financial situation, it's important for you to realize you made the choice to take that job. How you internalize that job, the effects of that job are your choice. If you have absolutely cemented it in your mind that you do want to keep the job, and to do that, you've got to have an amended schedule. That's what you tell your manager, no matter what kind of person they're like. They either will do it or they will not. But really, you want to heal your financial situation. And I know you said, you wrote that the job is keeping you from your soul work. I'm not, how it's being shown to me is that your soul work is, Jacqueline Heffler, do you want to be a reader or a healer of some kind? A reader or a healer of some kind. I just feel that, but here's the story. Okay. If I missed a donation, I'm sorry. I'm way out in the zone right now. I'm way out in the zone. But Jacqueline Heffler, here's the card that's going to most help you heal your financial situation, whatever that means. Turkey. Now let me tell you something. Turkey doesn't come out very often, but it made a big appearance at the beginning of COVID. If you're new here, you probably don't know that there was a whole unbelievable, even for me unbelievable, story about a turkey when I just couldn't figure out why in the HE double hockey sticks spirit, the animals with whom I talk to every day, I'll live with them every day, would not give me the spirit animal, the power animal, nothing for the COVID situation. Weeks went by. But then when turkey appeared, like literally appeared on my neighbor's roof, and my ex-husband was here fixing something on my computer for me, and he said, "Hey, there's a turkey on your neighbor's roof." And I was like, "No, there's not." He's like, "Because I'm just going to blurt that out, Bernadette. There's a damn turkey on your neighbor's roof." So we go and we look at the window. There's the most humongous tom turkey on my neighbor's roof. Turkeys, they can fly like 4 inches. I don't know how it got up to that roof. And me, I went in to save the animal mode, right? And there was a whole big kerfuffle. And of all the places that turkey could have gone, it marched through my backyard, flew up over my 8-foot wooden fence, flew up over the next 8-foot fence, into the swamp behind me, the protected wetland behind me, and disappeared into the woods. I assume that turkey came from those woods. But let's be clear, there's only about 50 acres behind me that are encased by development. I guess you could have a whole thing of turkeys on that 50 acres. But that I literally had just been talking to him about, and he doesn't care about this stuff, but I was like, man, I don't know why I can't find the COVID spirit animal. I don't know why nothing's, and they're prepared the turkey. Now, here's why this is important to you, Jacqueline. Okay. I won't go into the whole story because there's not time, but there's a Native American legend told to me by an Apache who hand carves flutes, Native American flutes, who I spoke with and bought a flute from when I was in Sedona a few years back. And I asked him why a turkey feather was on this flute. And he told me about how the turkey saved the world when the great floods came. How everybody grabbed things that they didn't need, thought they wanted, whatever, and they tried to climb up the mountain to safety. Everybody would get away from the flood. And the turkey was the only one who went, we can't live without corn. We can't live without pumpkins. We can't live without plants. We can't live without vegetables. And gathered up all of the seeds in his feathers. And everybody that went up the mountain took something or someone, and it looked like the turkey was coming up the mountain by itself. And it kept going under, and it kept getting bogged down because it was getting sand in its feathers. And everybody was like, "You're so selfish. You deserve to die, blah, 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 blah." And at the last possible second, turkey hurtled itself over onto the cliff. And when it could stand up, because everybody left it alone except for people that were making fun of it, people that were accusing it, when it finally had the energy to stand up, it shook its feathers and all the seeds of life dropped out of its feathers. So turkey saved the world in spite of what other people thought and what other people didn't know to do, wouldn't do. And selfish was, I brought a chair. Okay, that's selfish. People going up the mountain taking a chair, right? Okay. Here's where I'm going with this, Jacqueline. Your animal to help you get through this is the turkey. No matter what anybody else says, no matter what anybody else does, you must look around you and see what it is that is truly going to save your financial life and plant the seeds that it will take to thrive in the financial world that you want to live in. I don't know anything else to say other than that, because that's pretty heavy duty. But that's a big deal that tells me, Jacqueline, that you are perfectly capable in whatever it is that you want to do of tremendous abundance and tremendous intelligence, and that you're also extremely selfless, because this turkey almost died trying to save the world, even when other people were trying to push it back, because they had judged that turkey for being selfish and that it deserved XYZ. It didn't at all. There you have it. I hope that's helpful. Okay. Let me go back up. Human design, heal past traumas. Hold on. Right. Okay. Past traumas. So Mary Margaret Spooner, you don't need a card to tell you that you know, if you are, I mean, I recommend that everybody heal past trauma. So yes, you don't need a card on that. You're only the wanderer that's lost if you choose to think you're lost, but it really is true. You're not lost. Wherever you go, there you are. So how are you lost? It's just a matter of, do you want to be in a different place? You're not lost. You're just hanging out. Okay. Okay, Sharon. I'd like to heal. Okay, I'm taking this one more question, then I gotta go, you guys. I'm on a real tight schedule today. I would like to heal the estranged relationship between my daughter and I. Okay, I'm not going to say, do I see it happening? What I am going to say is that here's the card and the animal that will work with you to heal that relationship. The firefly, which is the Six of Wands. And what is it? Shining your light, moment of glory. I'm going to take that as a yes to your, do I see it happening? Although I am not answering that question in my psychic mind. The spirit animal is doing all the talking. But to heal it, you've got to shine your light. And that usually means speaking your truth. That usually means whatever it is that you're trying to hide or keep down or temper. Maybe your daughter doesn't feel encouraged by you. Maybe your daughter doesn't feel like she was allowed to shine her own light, or whatever it is. But I would really encourage you to work with the Six of Wands and the firefly to gain insight into how to move into that space of healing that relationship. Because there are some amazing, and firefly is the same as lightning bug. And there are some amazing insights to be gleaned from that. One of the bigger things that I do these days when I'm reading for people is if an animal comes to me, or I pull an animal from my deck, the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, and I'm not so familiar with what that animal's status is in the world, like, is there abundance of them? Are they endangered? Are they on the watch list? Are they critically endangered? You know, are they considered extinct? That's something that I consider. And I will tell you that lightning bugs in America, fireflies, they're in critical danger. They are in critical danger, just like bees, because of all the pesticides, the this, the that. And they serve a number of functions in the environment, but mostly they make people believe in magic, and they make people smile when they light up. It's just a whole magical fairy realm that, you know, we can suspend our disbelief and believe for a moment. And so, you know, that's a great loss to the world. And so perhaps this is about, maybe both you and your daughter have lost belief for the moment, of the magic that can be a mother-daughter relationship. So I hope that's helpful. I love you all so much, and I hope this was helpful today. I know it was different than what it was. I know it was different than what it was normally. But I hope it has really helped. Julie, I see your question. I will answer that I will ping you on Facebook and answer that question. Don, is that how you talk in real life, in metaphors and quotes? It's fascinating. It really is fascinating. Just really, truly fascinating. Okay. I love you all. Get on over to the Wild Pack forums. If you've got questions, you just want to talk with people about the kind of things that we talk about here, but in a very safe, moderated, open space. I hope that you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you share the videos. Hit the notification bell. Sorry guys, I'm still kind of in psychic mind. It's taking me a second to seat back into where I need to be to do the rest of this. Let me just close out by saying this. I love you guys very much. Truly I do. And of all of the things that will ever happen in your life, what are the most important things? To do good for animals, including yourself, and stay wild. Take care, everybody. I'll see y'all Friday. Bye.